Next, I'd like to, I believe we have Ed Solis in the house. There he is, fabulous. So Ed's coming from the city of San Jose, where he's the recreation superintendent of the Parks, Recreation and Neighborhood Services. Now, he's going to talk to us about a fabulous program that we've seen proliferating around the world in the past few decades. From Bogota to New York City, from São Paulo, and of course to San Jose. He's going to talk to us about open streets and how this program and these events have been instrumental in changing how people see their streets and understand what's possible for this fundamental network of public space at the heart of their cities. So please join me in welcoming Ed to the stage.
All right, quick show of hands. How many of you came to Chicago without a coat like me? Right? It's been horrible. Fat dude is cold. All right, so I am not a planner nor an engineer. They had to burn down my high school to get me out of it. I'm actually a recreational professional, and so it's wonderful to be here with you all. We're going to talk about a wonderful program, Viva, Calle, San Jose, and so we'll jump right into it. So a couple of years ago, I was very fortunate enough to be asked to travel to Guadalajara, Mexico, to observe a gentleman named Gil Penalosa in action. All I was supposed to do was listen and report back, and I drank the Kool-Aid. So when we went, we heard Gil speak about the impacts of open streets and how effective they are and how great they are. Being a skeptic that I am, the proof is in the pudding. That Sunday, we got on a bike, and I saw about 180,000 people on one street. It was a sea of humanity, and I was immediately moved to come right back to work and to talk about starting an open streets program in San Jose. And when you talk to Americans about giving up their cars, it doesn't go over very well. We have mandatory drug testing at the city of San Jose. I passed mine with a B. People were like, what are you talking about? We are not closing the streets, Ed. We just stick to recreation, hand out some balls, work with the seniors, stay in your lane. And I said, no, we need to try this. And so after we sat down with some amazing people in the city, we decided let's just start to explore it. And early on, I understood that you can't do it alone. It's not going to be Ed. It's not going to be the 6 people that work on my team. It's a lot of people within the city and with the city of San Jose. Not only civil servants, but nonprofit partners and people who think alike. So one of the things I started to realize is that everybody rides a bike except me. DOT, how many people are in DOT? Everyone, right? Everybody in San Jose DOT rides a bike to work. None of them have cars. It's amazing. When I met with our Valley Transportation Authority and said, hey, we're going to ask you to reroute the buses, guess what? They all ride bikes. They were cool with it. So it was awesome. I kept expecting for people to say no, but people started saying, let's give it a try. So first and foremost, one of the biggest hurdles by far is getting past the public safety piece. And so when I met with our San Jose officers, they were very standoffish, if you will. Any officers in the house? Just kidding. They were very like, what are you talking about, bro? We're going to close 6 miles of city streets. People are going to get robbed. It's going to be mayhem. People will be smoking weed. So what I said is, let's get a few of you folks, and let's go to LA. The LA Ciclovia program is awesome. They do 6 a year. So let's take a trip to Los Angeles, and I'm going to have you do the cop talk. Talk to the officers, and at the end of the day, if it just doesn't work out and you don't want to do it, well, we won't even get it off the ground. To my amazement, that evening when we sat around and discussed it, one of the first things the officer said were, there were a ton of families out there. There are a lot of kids. This is a great thing. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. So one of the things we did is we came back and we loaded up more people. And we went out and visited our friends in San Francisco. We saw Sunday streets. We started to learn and kind of garner some information about what to do and what not to do. Aaron Paley, who no longer heads LA Ciclovia, was a great mentor, as well as Gil Penalosa. So we got to learn a lot of things about what to do and what not to do. So within 1 year, we went from concept to execution. That is the route of our first Viva Calle, San Jose. 6 miles long. Gil Penalosa always talks about the difference between a special event, a parade, and an open streets program. So Gil said you got to do 6 miles, nothing less. If you look along the bottom route there, if you've never been to San Jose, Story Road is that long blue line. That's like shutting down Lakeshore Drive, or whatever the biggest street in your city is, that's what it was. So getting over that hump was amazing, but I said, let's just go crazy, let's just do it big. And we expected 10,000 folks. We got 35,000 people to show up. So when you talk about impacts to cities, the first thing people say, and the first thing somebody said to me was, you're going to kill our business. If you shut down the streets, where are people going to park? Well, they don't have to park anywhere. If you look at that picture, that's one parking space. Every single one of those bikes is a potential customer. Somebody who wants to buy something to drink, something to eat. Everybody invests massive amounts of money on street signs. Big, colorful street signs. Why? Because people fly by their storefront at 35, 40 miles an hour. You have to attract their eye. But when people are on bikes, they're coming by at 2, 3, 4 miles an hour. The great thing about open streets programs, there's no beginning or end. It's not a race. Does anybody here know the term mammals? Middle-aged males in Lycra? That's a great one, right? There's no velodrome, there's no helmets, you're not getting down and dirty. It's a nice leisurely ride. You can jump on and jump off wherever you like along the route. And so one of the things you have to work with business owners is to let them know your customers are going to show up, they're just not going to show up in vehicles. So it's a great thing. Another amazing benefit is the social integration and the at-risk populations. How many people tell their children to go out and play in the street? Nobody, right? But when the streets are completely free of traffic, the young and the old. When we went to Mexico, I met a gentleman. He and his group, they were completely blind. And he said, Sunday is the only day that we get out and we can walk the streets and we feel safe because there's no traffic. And so open streets attract the young and the old. You see a lot of families, you see a lot of little ones. So that little guy right there is on San Carlos. He's just as cute as a button, isn't he? And then that lady can skateboard better than anybody I know. What else? It's amazing. So that San Jose, we are the capital of the Silicon Valley, and we do get a lot of smog. Open streets has a very amazing impact on traffic. So what we did is we worked with our folks in DOT, and we said, can you do some traffic counts? They counted up all the cars on the streets every Sunday, before and after. And in 3 years, I made this slide just for you DOT folks. We took about 414,000 cars off the streets. We eliminated 595 tons of carbon dioxide, and that equals making 126 cars just completely disappear for a whole year. That's the impact that it has to the environment. And then it's recreational. Every year we do a survey of our folks. We get about 1,000 surveys turned back in. 93% of the people who do open streets say they get over an hour of strenuous exercise. This cycling body does our route every year. This past year, it was 7 miles. I went up and back 3 times. 3 times 7 is 21 miles. I was not taking the stairs. I was taking the elevator for the next 2 weeks. And so you can see 2 pictures there. The one on the left is Guadalajara. The one on the right, that big building on the right is my office. That's City Hall. We had 130,000 people show up last month to our Viva Calle program. It's just an amazing way to transform your cities. So we did it again. We went a little bit longer, and we started to add a lot of different activations. So as you start to build your Open Streets program, you're going to find that a lot of people will come and want to partner with you. The first year, you got to chase everybody down. The second year, they start coming to you, and the third year, they're in line. So this is a Makers Faire we did with San Jose Made, a local group of artisans. You could buy jewelry and crafts and food that day. It was a huge, huge success. Everybody was doing, just having a great time. We had a lemonade vendor this year, organic. Everything has to be organic. They sold 64 gallons of lemonade. They ran out. It was pretty awesome. This is Santa Clara. This is our main street. And in the background, you see Five Wounds Catholic Church. And this was a banda that walked down the street with horses. And if you don't know what a banda is, it's a band, but they get down, they dance, the horses dance. It was amazing. But you also have to have a group that are as crazy as you to get Open Streets programs, because people are going to show up and tell you you're insane. People are going to complain about how much it costs. People are going to complain that they're locked into their homes and they can't get around. But all those things can be mediated with great outreach, great marketing, and a great team. As we move forward, we're moving towards 2 activations a year. We're really excited about it. And if anybody here wants to start an open street program and you don't know where to start, come and see me after. I got little stickers for everybody. You can always reach me on the phone, you can email me, and I would love to come to your town and talk about the amazing impacts of open streets. Thank you very much for having me. Have a great day.